Alright guys, welcome back to another recap. I'm going to try to make this one small because I've been sitting here for a while and honestly I just want to get off my desk. But the profit for today and on this recap is going to be $900. Now I did the opposite of what every single day had been happening for the last 2 weeks. I ended the stream whether I was red, small, green, and then later on my recap comes up and it's like boom, $1,000 and you guys are like, how, man? How do you keep doing this? Well, today is the opposite. I was actually up. I think at my peak, I was up $1,200 on the day, and today I'm gonna show you guys or teach you guys the lesson that I told you guys to not do, and I ended up falling into it myself. But luckily, I was doing small size, so I was kind of balancing it out. But this is one thing you guys don't want to do, and when I get to that point, you guys will I'll explain it. But anyways, I was up 1,200 at the max peak of the day, and then I think I ended the stream when I was up 1,060, $1,070. And now that the recap's coming out, I'm actually a little bit less, about $170 less, which is not bad. But I did go down to maybe like 800 bucks, so I had given off almost $500 off the top, and then $200 after stream to $300 after stream. But still was able to close it at a completely $900 day, and I'm officially done. I'm not trading anymore, so I'm gonna call this day here at $900. I was trying to get back to 1,000, and I'll tell you guys that here in a second of exactly what everything happened. Anyway, so for today's trade, actually at the beginning of the market open, for the first, an hour of market open, I actually traded probably one of the best and cleanest trading days I've had in a while. Besides the first trade, which I might have taken a short right away, I think I went down like 200 bucks right away. Besides that first trade today, I took like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I took like 10. I think there's another one, 10. I took like 10 trades straight that were green, 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 green. And so my P&L went from a small red day to break even to green to $300, $400, $500, 7, 8, 9, 1,000, 1,200, to a max of 1,200. And so I was trading pretty good at the open, and unfortunately I didn't walk away. Every single day last week and this month I've ended the stream. Not every single day, but I would say 50-60% of the days I've ended the stream, and like I said, I came back and I traded a little bit to try to increase my day, and it worked. I got myself out of red, I got myself to further in the green, and today that I was already up 1.2, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it again and see if I can go to a 1.5 2K day. Just focused on my own, and I just finally I caught a day that I couldn't do it, so I'm honestly grateful that I didn't give a lot of that back. Anyways, a couple of these trades here at the open, I'm gonna go ahead and cover them. So I think I took a short right away, but there was a couple trades here that were nice. I caught a nice long here. The very good long trade that I took was 180 was a very important level, and if I show you guys a bigger time frame, this is going to be SPY right here. But if I show you guys Tesla on the bigger time frame, we're going to see that 180 was such an important level this day. I think that was the day that I tried the breakdown of 180 so many times, and I couldn't get it. So break a 180, break a 180, break a 180, couldn't get it, break a 180, couldn't get it, and then finally broke 180 and sold off. So getting back to 180, I knew that 180 would be a nice little level to catch a bounce. And so when this thing broke out here, as soon as this thing pulled back, as soon as it was touching that 180, I ended up buying here. I didn't take a full size, but I got maybe 500 shares in here, and I got a very nice bounce. So let's say I got a 180 tens. I can show you guys exactly what I got it. So I got it exactly at 180, 180.26. So right around here towards the lows. I mean, I guess I could have gotten it 20 cents lower, but I got it right there, 180.26, and sold off here at 180.90s, 181, and then 180.90s again. So could you try again? Siri, be quiet. Anyway, so I got a little bit of a nice pop. Oh, actually, before I forget, and Dan, if you're watching this, sorry I forgot to say it at the beginning. I just want to say thank you to Dan for that donation this morning as well. So if you guys are watching, or if you guys saw it this morning, leave a comment down below and say thank you, Dan, for that donation this morning. So appreciate it, Dan. It means a lot. I told you I wouldn't forget. Almost forgot, but I didn't forget. Anyways, so I got, that was a very nice bounce and got that very nice pop there. Almost 70, 80, almost 80 cents. Probably a little more, probably 90 cents on this last fill here. With 500 shares, so that's almost $1. 500 shares times $1 is 500, so this was probably a $350 to $400 trade. And then this was also a nice one. Now this one I didn't take big size because I wasn't expecting it to sell off like that. Hold on, give me a second. Cat is scratching at the door. This was a trade that I wasn't expecting to nail like that. You know, I knew we could bounce off 180, but then to me here it looked pretty weak, and I called this on stream as well. This thing here kind of rebounded all the way back up, tried to make it a high, failed. Tried making it a high, it did, but then kind of stuffed a little bit, and then when it did go for another high, it stuffed again. So at this point, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take my chances, jump in a short. If it squeezes, I stop out, but I probably have a little bit better of a pullback than a squeeze. So I ended up taking that trade short there, and I got this thing to flush all the way down to VWAP. So 300 shares there, high of 181.4. So I shorted up here, somewhere in here, and my covers were 181.16, so it covered a little bit there, but then you could see I followed down 100 shares way down here at 180.20s. So that again is another dollar a share move there with 100, 200 shares. That added another $200, $300 there. So that was another nice trade, you know. And then same thing here. As soon as this thing popped, I do remember this trade as well. As soon as this thing popped, I looked like one red candle down, two red candles down, three red candles down. Back to 180, back to VWAP. Candles, low volume. That green candles got bigger volume, you know, this push here, and then kind of low volume. I was able to snipe a good entry there as well. 180.30, so I got in here and then got a little pop of, looks like about 30 cents on that trade there. This might have been almost a break-even trade, still green. And then I caught this nice reversal here. The other thing that I was looking at, and this is pretty important because I was watching this level a lot. So it was the 180 and the 179, so kind of a dollar lower. And why 179? We just had a little bit of pre-market action here. So you see this little wick came back, closed under 179. This wick confirms 179, and then same thing here, goes over, closes under, and then these two candles right there at 179. And so I was like between 180 and 179. So if 180 gives out, we'll move down to 179. If 179 gives out, then we could get a further move down. But as long as 179 holds, we could go back up to 180, and we could go back up to highs. And that is why I took that trade long here. So we had already seen 179 hold kind of twice there, kind of 3 times here, 4 times there, and then this time accelerating towards that 179. You see that volume increase, you see that push back down to 179. It wants to break, it wants to flush, and what does it do? Pops right back up. And on this pop back up, I was like, you know what? This is not going to sell off again through 179. We're going to go right back up to VWAP, right back up to 180. So I took a long on this pullback here, and you guys saw that I was able to ride this thing higher as well. So right here. So took the ad there, took a little bit off, took a little bit off here. I actually added to this play again here, looking for the next leg higher. Since we had already held that 179, I was looking for this thing to kind of curl back up to highs. So I ended up adding here, and somehow I just didn't like it. It was stalling too much, so I ended up fully closing out of my trade somewhere around here, and actually did end up making that next leg up. Same thing, you know, back up to these levels here. Are we going to go for the higher day? It's increasing volume, and then it doesn't do anything. And so on that where it didn't do anything, I tried another short, caught that leg down, made a little bit of money, but this is the one that I left a lot on. And so those were the trades at the open. Honestly, if I would have stopped that after all of those trades right there, I think I would have been sitting at about 1100, 1200 on the day. So I didn't trade. I didn't make much more by trading the rest of the market. A few trades that I did catch was this one here. Obviously it started going. Now there was absolutely no pullback. This thing went closed strong, maybe time to pull back there, but you're already up sitting pretty two nice candles. So I think I ended up chasing this somewhere around here for a breakout, but I couldn't chase it big, so I chased this move with like 200 shares, or maybe even less, 200, 300 shares, and so I got the move here. But now, sorry, I'm going off tangents. The lesson of today, I got myself up. Let me do this. Let me do it like this. Actually, I have no idea what I'm doing. I got myself up, you know, 1200 on the day, right? And then I got myself down to 1070 on the day. That's when I stopped streaming. One of the first trades that I took immediately after stream, I went down under 1,000. Let's say I went to 950. So I was sitting at $900, $950, and in my mind I was like, I just won a six-figure dollar day again, and so I just want to go back up to $1,000 day. And instead, I took another loss and I went down to 900. And I was taking very small losses because I remember I took like 4 or 5 red trades in a row, but they're all like $50. And then I was like, you know what? Let me get back up to 950. And then I went 850. And then I was like, you know what? If I just get back up to 900, I'll call it a day. I just want to get back up to 900. And I went down 800. I think I went down to like 770. And at this point, I told myself, now that this all happened, now that I was sitting at 770, and this is a little psychology lessons for you guys, obviously, but you guys know this. I was sitting at 770, right? And then I told myself, at this point, I just want to get back to 800. If I get back to 800, I'll call it a day, right? And I would get a trade for, $100. If I add $100 to 770, that put me immediately up to 870. And then here I was like, I just won 900. $30 more. If I could just get $30 more, I'll go up to 900. And I went like 960. And then at this point again, I was like, if I just get $40 more, I'll get back to my initial K. And I went like 977 was the closest I got. And I was like, okay, I just need $23. If I get $23, then I will go back up to a 1K day and I will call it a day. And then the same pattern happened. After that happened, I went from 977, let me delete all this again. I went from 977 to a low again of 890, and then I was like, okay, I want to go back up to 900 a day. Went back to like an 850, went back to like an 800, went back to like 790, and I did this like 2 or 3 times, and then finally I got myself back up to 800, 850, and I ended up calling it a day at 900. This last time I got over 900, which you guys can see, I literally got over 900, and I said I am done. So I literally stopped. I didn't care about the 1K day anymore. I knew if I would have kept doing this, market was getting a little choppy wherever I was trading it, and I was not going to be able to get over that 1K, or I would have lost a lot more than I would have wanted to. So just when you get into that, if you have good trades, then maybe you can keep trading. But other than that, walking away is going to be the best thing for you, because I was getting frustrated mentally. I was getting drained, and obviously I was already at a green day, so I don't want to ruin that and then come back tomorrow and be thinking about that. So to me, $900 a day, I'm going to take this off the table and walk away. The good trade, so I caught that one. Now, there was a short on this stuff that this one helped me out. This probably would have been one of those trades where I was like 700 on the day, 770, 780, and then right back up to 900, because I caught like all of this move down here. And that was because we broke out. I mean, we had a flat top, tried, broke out, and then stuff. And on this stuff, volume increased, but there was one of these trades here where I was like, yeah, this is not stuff, and I'm risking high day. So I added, and then I followed this move down here. That's about $1.50 maybe of movement there. With 500, it could have been like a $200, $300 winner. So it got me back above to like 900, 950. And then again, I probably chopped around, lost some through here, and then I think I stopped trading like somewhere through here. But I mean, those were the trades. I think the bigger trades of the day are always at the open. The bounce of 180 was important. Looking at the bigger time frame, identifying that 180 was very important. So held, flush. If we get back above 180, I want to see that 180 hold. So that was a nice little trade there. This kind of intuition of knowing this is not going, so I caught this trade here. And then same thing here. This is not going, caught a little trade there. And small little pops here. Oh, same thing here. Intuition of saying, no, I don't think this is going to break. I'm taking it along here. Caught that leg there. So just small little scalps here and there. But I'm honestly just happy for 900 bucks. But I'm tired today. I definitely drained and used a lot of brain power than I didn't use yesterday. So I'm going to go ahead and just call it a day. Anyways, if you guys like this recap, make sure you guys leave a thumbs up. Make sure you guys leave some comments down below. Sitting just under a 2K week with 2 days, so I'm happy with that. We got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and technically March is not even halfway through the month yet, and so far it's looking like a pretty nice month. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow on the live trading, 15 minutes before market opens, and y'all guys have a good rest of y'all's day.